Like they should have just, they should just be like, this is deep state. Like the deep state's coming after him. You know? Let's get to some good shit. The 5. Yeah, Secret Service successfully protects Trump. Maybe even go above and beyond in terms of like, you know, shooting at a dude immediately and missing. Okay. And all the Republicans can say is like, they should do it more.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. First, I hope everyone had a good weekend, as good as you could have, and glad to be back around. I agree with some things the judges said, and I disagree with some things. I agree wholeheartedly, based on what the sheriff said, and the sheriff of the county said that President Trump phoned him and thanked him and all of the law enforcement for their efforts. And I understand that President Trump, at least according to the reports, has told the Secret Service, "Thank you for your efforts." I won't tread over things that the judge has already said, but there are a couple questions that I still have, and I hope we'll get them. I thought the press conference was constructive. They told us what they knew and what they don't know. Hopefully they'll come back and tell us when they do know these things. And one of 2, 3, 4, 5 things I want to know is, when did the guy get to Palm Beach?
This guy sucks. Like he sits on the lib seat, but he cannot hold a candle to my go Jessica Tarkov. God, I'm such a fucking Fox News dad. Like, I'm unironically 100% a fucking Fox News dad. I have my favorites, dude. I just like that's when you know we've gone beyond the point of no return, okay? Like, I have my favorite Fox News hosts, and I get upset when they're not on. Oh, God. Where's Jessica? Did they fire her for being too woke? I think they fired her for being pregnant. And by that, I mean, I think she might be, wasn't she like pregnant or some shit? I think she's like, might be giving birth. They didn't fire her, by the way. I'm just saying she might be on maternity leave. Or maybe she's just like doing less appearances for that reason.
How long had he been there? Was he ever at Bedminster, or for that matter, any other?
Her ex-husband, Albert Pirot, spent 17 months in jail for tax evasion, and even though he was well past his jail years, he was still pardoned by Trump law.
Place that President Trump has been over the last 6 to 12 months. And I think if we get answers to these questions, we will get the answer to, I think, the question that is reverberating in my mind when we learned that the president was safe, and that a fire, I did learn in the press conference, no shots were fired, the guy did not have a line of sight. Mm-hmm. But the real question is, was he working with an adversary, a foreign adversary? And we don't know the answer to that yet. People say that the guy is perhaps low level and not sophisticated enough. But normally those are the very people who sometimes may be either knowingly or unknowingly working with people they shouldn't be working with. Finally, this notion of resources, where I differ a little bit with Judge, and you certainly have a strong theory around this as well. I just think whatever resources
you want to know why this guy sucks? Because Jessica Tarkov actually presents like solid cases, and when she does, the content is better. This guy's also a man, so Jesse Waters isn't saying like gross ass shit about women enough. He will still say some gross ass shit about women. Obviously, it's Jesse Waters, but like he's not kind of directing it in his direction, right?
They may need whether redirecting something from one thing to the other. If the Congress wants to come back, and I think that everyone would vote for an emergency supplemental to provide whatever the Secret Service may need in terms of more training, more people, whatever more munitions, whatever it may be. And one of the things we may know is if indeed if it's an off-the-record thing, which we learned this was, we know the president likes to go there. So maybe they should just sweep these things anyway. And if they need more resources for this kind of thing, that's what we should not only perhaps give them, that's what we should absolutely give them to make sure we don't have this problem again. But that's
boring. Move on. Shut up. You're saying the same shit that all the fucking dummies are saying.
Jesse,
you're supposed to at least present yourself as a dummy-crat, dumbass. You're sitting on the dummy-crat chair. Fuck.
The FBI special agent in charge of the Miami field office said that the attempted assassin was the subject of a previously closed 2019 tip to the FBI that Ruth was in felony possession of a firearm, which means that he shouldn't have had it.
So he's all over the FBI's radar. He was all over the media's radar. Mm-hmm. And he was all over the State Department's radar. Yeah. The State Department got a tip about him when he was in Ukraine. Dana, what's a poor roofer from North Carolina doing flying to Ukraine?
Yeah.
How's he flying to Ukraine, flying to Hawaii, flying to Palm Beach, flying to Washington, D.C.? Who the hell is this guy?
Yep.
You know, you've seen he's wearing like an expensive pea coat with some preppy tie, and he's got a Ralph Lauren shirt on. The next.
Okay, none of those. Wait, what? No, I don't think he was a big dick baller at all. I don't think he was like even remotely a big dick baller. I think he's absolutely a fucking crank. Like he is absolutely a crank. Okay. He exhibits all of the crank tendencies, including, but not limited to, adding Zelensky, adding Dave Matthews Band, adding Bruno Mars on Twitter, and demanding that they collaborate with him. He sent out a tweet to Elon Musk being like, give me a spaceship, please. I need to fucking put nuclear warheads on it and dive headfirst into Moscow. He's just like a regular old perfect American crank. No, Hasan, this Fox host is about to go conspiracy mode. I know, and I really love him for it, but let's hear.
Next thing you know, he's wearing all camouflage and red, white, and blue. This man is nuts. I don't trust him, and I want to know everywhere where this guy's been. Because he's a Ukraine radical. He's been radicalized, either self-radicalized or some other foreign entity has a hold of him, or maybe
Zil Disney.
Something we don't even want to talk about. Because this guy, you don't have a convict like that running around out in the open like that, getting interviewed by the Times and just showing up at the right place at the right time.
Wait, you can't be talking shit about convicts, dog. Like, you're literally advocating to vote for one on a daily basis, okay? Fuck you mean? This guy's a convict. His freedom of movement must be limited now.
We got lucky. They didn't even sweep the perimeter until he was already on the course.
Right.
They didn't pre-sweep it, and they're patting themselves on their back. They better be kidding me. And this isn't about money. Joe Biden just spent like $20 trillion. There's plenty of money. He wants money, they can have the money. They have as much money as we can print. When has it ever stopped us? We just print it. This is about priorities. The Biden and Harris administration has not been able to protect their rival. Either they're reckless.
Is he dead? Did he die? No. So I guess they are protecting their rival. You know what I mean? Why are they acting like Trump is dead, dude? He had to do a jab in there, throw a little jab in there about printing money too. It's so funny. They're printing money like it's no tomorrow. I think, controversial opinion time, I think they're protecting Trump too well. I think they should protect Trump less, make things a little bit more interesting. That way you get to save taxpayer dollars, which we can give to Israel. Okay, that's my priority. I'm a normal American guy, okay? And as a median voter, well, one, I'm already a NATO voter, as you guys know. I'm an AUKUS voter. So I think he did nothing wrong, Ryan. He had all the good positions. He must be immediately freed. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a NATO voter. I'm a NATO voter.
Or they don't care that much. But this guy, do you realize how extraordinary to have 2 attempted assassinations on one guy with huge security lapses in the span of, what, a couple weeks? That's insane, Dana. Joe Biden came out and was listless. If I was president and this would happen on my watch, I'd fire someone. I'd fire someone. If this had happened to Obama.
Wait. Dude, they succeeded. Like, the dude didn't even fire off a shot. What are they complaining about? Do you need time off or something? What? Why? Because I said that we need to spend all of our dollars on Israel. You can't, in good conscience, think I'm being serious, right?
Think about it. There was no attempted assassinations on Barack Obama's life like this. And if there was, Fox News would probably be out of business. Rush Limbaugh would probably be yanked off the air because they said something critical.
Wait, what? Dude, Bill O'Reilly is responsible for the direct assassination of a fucking doctor who he named by name Every night he called him Tiller the baby killer. Okay? Like, what are you talking about? It did nothing to Fox News. Also, Rush is already burning in hell, so I don't know why he's talking about Rush Limbaugh. Yeah. Bill O'Reilly waged an unflagging harassment campaign against the abortion provider before Tiller was murdered in 2009. So he got his wishes. Nothing happened.
Think about the kind of things they're saying about this guy, and it's completely normalized. Joe Biden's at the beach. They can protect him. Kamala Harris is riding around on a bus that says Kamala Harris all over rural Georgia. No one's ever tried.
I think like most cranks forgot Joe Biden is even president. That's why he can just go to Rehoboth Beach and just hang out with his tits out, you know? Like, that's probably what it is. Because most cranks don't even know he's president right now, dog. Like...
tried anything. They're perfectly fine with protecting those people, but they can't protect one man. And the answer, why can't they protect that guy? And that's the question.
Well,
I think the Dems have to...
But they did, like, successfully. And it's so funny because Joe Brandon, being the pussy that he is, immediately was like, we got to give more money to the Secret Service, Jack. Like, not only did they successfully protect him, but they're probably going to get more funds.
Realize there is a risk in amplifying the message that this guy has to be stopped at all costs. On the plus side, you get a lot of people believing that Trump is an existential risk. On the negative side, you get a lot of people believing that Trump is an existential risk. So that activates, it's a pretty genuine way to brainwash somebody. It activates those on the margins of society to fulfill your implicit directive. You see, when you brand somebody Hitler, that has a long-standing effect. You know, you see the media trying to tie this to the rhetoric about Springfield. Well, A, this guy isn't from Haiti, and B, that is not how brainwashing works. Brainwashing is created through a sustained repetition of messages for a long period of time. It wouldn't happen in a few days after some kind of outburst. You know, after a story appears, it happens after months or years of specific ominous rhetoric targeting the object for elimination. In this case, you could say it's cause and effect. It's been 4 or 5 years of this. It's interesting to me.
It's really fucked up. I can't believe they're correctly calling Trump Hitler.
It's the same people who push the concept of hate speech in its most absurd form. You know, using the wrong pronoun is hate speech, employ it in its purest shape for years. And then you got to wonder, why are pundits blaming Trump's rhetoric for this assassination attempt? I can only think it's to improve Democrats' polling with abusive husbands, because it's no different. It's not Trump's rhetoric. It's how the media twists the rhetoric into a different meaning. Bloodbath. He's talking about the auto industry, their profits. Do most people know that? Probably not. Drinking bleach, the fine people hoax. It was never Trump's rhetoric. It was the hoaxing of it that created this kind of umbrella notion that Trump is an existential racist, and that encouraged violence. That is the brainwashing. You know, I watch a lot of Dateline, so I understand motive and opportunity. And in both suspects, you have motive.
He watches a lot of Dateline to see if one of his cold cases ever comes up. He's like, yeah, I wonder who did that murder.
Motive and opportunity. You have white male misfits who are very similar. They're perfect to be triggered. In this case, you have somebody who was seeking the...
Why is this cover so stupid, HasanAbi? This is ridiculous. Dog, it's Fox News' premier daytime broadcast. Of course it's stupid. I just like watching it to see like what the Republican message is going to look like. Okay. And honestly, their narrative is so bad. I can't believe the fucking Republican candidate got shot twice. The former president, or not shot, but like had 2 unsuccessful assassination attempts, and they just can't even fucking message around it. Like, they did this the first time. It fucking fell flat, and they are just trying it again. I feel like the old Republican Party would have figured out a better way to communicate it. I can't even think about anything that would like be somewhat successful here. I don't even know how you would be able to successfully message around this. I don't know. Maybe the conservatives are a little right. Did some Democrat supporters go too far? Oh my God. Shut the fuck up, Neek Skit.
Infamy of some Ukrainian fantasy, hanging out with Malcolm Nance. You know, these are the perfect.
Like they should have just, they should just be like, this is deep state. Like the deep state's coming after him. You know? I don't know why they're doing anything else. Like they should just be like, it's the deep state. The deep state's coming after our big, beautiful boy.
Perfect candidates for triggering. Timing is similar before an election. Target is the same. Who benefits with Trump out of the picture? Well, you know what? Ukrainians do. The Ukrainian army does. I don't know. The suspect was deemed as politically ambiguous. How are you politically ambiguous when you try to kill Trump? That was the same strategy of.
Wait, but the last one literally also was. Oh, yeah, this is also. I mean, I made this joke last time as well. I made this joke after the last attempted assassination. I was like, yeah, a smart Democrat should come out and be like, yeah, we need to do a gun control law right now to make sure that Donald Trump doesn't get assassinated. It's smart. I'm not even joking about it. I think it's a smart thing to do.
Spin that was used on crooks. Well, he was looking at other places as well. That's as ambiguous as my good looks.
Which are not ambiguous.
Thank you very much.
Oh, ew.
So,
all right. We will now look at the new polling results after the debate to see what kind of a bump Kamala Harris got. And then we'll talk briefly about J.D. Vance and the Haitian migrants and the lies that he's told that he openly recognized and the fallout from that.
there was this brand new poll from ABC News and Ipsos, which showed Kamala Harris up by 6 points over Donald Trump among likely voters. So what's the problem for the Harris campaign, then, you ask? Well, with us now, CNN senior data reporter at an undisclosed location,